Nigeria, Mike Mesikeno. The transmission company of Nigeria says the nation's grid did not experience any collapse as reported, but that the Benin-Omotosho line tripped and has since been restored. The General Manager Public Affairs of TCN, Ndidi Mbah, in a statement explained that at about 1:41 p.m. on Sunday, the 12th of January, the Ihovbor line had a slight trip-off, and then, of course, it affected some other lines. But as at the time of reporting for Lagos, it had been restored, but the Benin-Omotosho line was affected, which supplies to only Lagos axis alone. Now, he clarified that at about 1 p.m., just before the trip-in, total generation on the grid was 4,335.63 megawatt, and after the situation, generation was about 2,573.23 megawatts, showing clearly that the grid did not experience a collapse. Mr. Mbah confirms that the transmission line affected was Egbin, Olorunsogo, Omotosho, Geregu, and Paras, but all these have been restored except for Benin-Omotosho 330 kV line, whose restoration was ongoing as at the time of a report. He affirms that TCN was working to put in place a robust transmission grid in spite of the prevailing challenges to ensure efficient electricity supply. Now, in another development, Kano State Government has expressed satisfaction with the recent Court of Appeal judgment on the Kano Emirate Council dispute, asking all relevant authorities, institutions, and individuals to comply fully with the verdict. Speaking at a joint press conference, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Haruna Dederi, reaffirmed the government's commitments to justice, fairness, and the modernization of traditional institutions. He emphasized that the Court of Appeal's ruling validated the government's actions regarding chieftaincy appointments and reforms, confirming that they were carried out in accordance with the law and the Constitution.
The judgment further clarifies the rightful jurisdiction over chieftaincy matters, underscoring the constitutional boundaries of the courts in such affairs. The decision by the appellate court to void previous judgments that questioned the state's lawful appointments underscores the correctness of our actions and strengthens our resolve to continue reforms for equitable representation and inclusive governance. For the avoidance of doubt, all decisions, pronouncements, and orders made by the Federal High Court Kano have been quashed and set aside by the Court of Appeal.
Wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has visited the governor of Jigawa State, Umar Namadi, over the death of his mother and son. According to a statement by her media aide, Busola Kukoyi, the First Lady, who was accompanied by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shetima, and wife of the Speaker of the House of Reps, Fatima Tajuddin Abbas, said the length of days of a man is the exclusive reserve of God, and no man can question him on when he chooses to call a man back home. She also offered her deepest sympathies to the governor and his family, describing the loss as tragic and devastating. The governor of Jigawa State thanked the First Lady for the personal visit, which he says was the highest level of condolence. He stated that the death of his son and that of his mother, which occurred a day apart, was an act of God which he and his family cannot question.